everybody. This is SUNSfan and syndereN with the DAC Championship. That's Dota 2 Asia Championship 2015. My name is SUNSfan, joined by syndereN. That's the second time I've said that.
Newbee's turn to pick.
Today, sorry, we just woke up. We're going to be good.
Worst intro.
It's just a warm-up intro.
Worst person.
Things are going to get better. We watched
team pick.
We watched a team win the Super Bowl. No spoilers here. It was one of them, though. That may be a spoiler for some. It was not a tie this time around, guys.
When you say we watched a team win the Super Bowl, I mean we literally watched the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, we woke up with 3 minutes to go. It was actually a really good ending, I have to say, as we get into the game. This is going to be Newbee versus EHOME. Like we talked about, actually, I guess some of you may not have heard since this will be going on VODs. Newbee is completely eliminated from the tournament. There's 0% chance of them doing anything now, other than playing spoilers.
They are 1-12.
Yes,
EHOME have a shot at making top 12, maybe even top 8, I do believe, if they win the rest of their games. That should be possible. So they have a lot to play for. Newbee have not so much to play for. And then it's a question of whether Newbee want to really try hard to improve their record a little bit to just look better and not be absolute last, or if they're actually just playing it because they have to.
Yeah.
It's one of those unfortunate situations that happen in round-robin systems and obviously don't happen in elimination brackets.
Right. And Newbee was about 15 minutes late to the match, which means they were given a penalty, which I'm sure they don't care about, but nonetheless, the penalty is 30 seconds less of pick ban time. So let's get started. Lycan and Juggernaut banned for Newbee, while the Batrider and Axe, the spin-to-win man, is taken out as well. So 2 spin-to-wins down, but the third remains, and that is Troll Warlord, along with the Vengeful Spirit for EHOME, Viper Rubik, Newbee.
Looks like they're going with the green style for Newbee.
They might as well go out in some style here, right? So why not just go green? Who else is green here? Venomancer. I can't picture them at the top of my head, actually.
5 seconds remaining.
Pudge when he's rotting.
No, that's yellow.
Reserve time.
Are there really that few green heroes? Nature's Prophet, is he green?
Yeah, Nature's Prophet, Treant.
Newbee's turn to
That makes a great 5-man composition, if you ask me.
Excellent.
The Viper Venolane. Don't solo Viper this time. Viper Venolane, Rubik mid, Treant, Nature's Prophet, Treant offlane, Nature's Prophet jungle.
10 seconds remaining.
It's actually not too bad.
That does sound pretty bad.
Yeah, pretty good.
Newbee's
Lich, Witch Doctor, Chen, AA.
They're keeping up.
All right, Enchantress has the green.
Pretty green.
So that's the replacement for the Nature's Prophet. They're just going, this is TI4 picks again. For sure. They just can't get away from it, you know? Just go with what works. But yeah, this is an extremely important match for EHOME. If they do terribly today, they could technically be eliminated from the tournament as well. So
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, what's their current score?
They're 4-8 right now.
4-8.
If they win 3 games today, they could be in the discussion for the top 8, like you said, but it depends on what happens for everybody that's in that discussion right now. But at the very least, they need to win 1, probably 2 games to secure not being bottom 4. 1 game might be enough, honestly.
Yeah.
But just to be safe. And this is, like this game, you just can't throw away if you're EHOME. You gotta give it your all.
That's not really green.
Yeah, they fail. Somebody's colorblind on Newbee, obviously.
The classic green-blue.
Mm-hmm.
I speak for the trees.
Oh, man.
And EHOME is gonna...
Newbee's turn to ban.
They stole
Gonna taunt them by picking the green hero.
Oh, yeah, Tide is green. Somebody in chat saying that's true.
That's true. And he would actually have been a good first pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think at this point, Newbee, they obviously realize they're out. I think they're just talking about, okay, what do you guys want to play? Like, they might as well get some fun out of it. Maybe they're playing some of their favorite heroes. Whoever's favorite hero is Viper is kind of a sad person.
Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, it sounds like there's going to be some changes on Newbee after the tournament's over.
This cannot go on, at least. Either they need a coach to bring them back together or something like that, or...
Yeah.
Because I don't think they can resolve it themselves. At least it hasn't looked like it during the tournament.
The reason I bring that up is because if we thought that they would stay together, then these games may not be completely meaningless. They maybe want to carry some momentum or something. Just not be last, basically. But at this point, there's I'm just finding
10 seconds remaining.
I'm having trouble finding reasons for them to want to win, other than the pride
5
factor.
seconds
I guess
remaining.
you know
Yeah.
it's gonna be tough.
Well, there is nothing else to win, right, than pride at this point.
Yeah.
Radiant
They're gonna last pick
team
Slark. So
Oh.
whoever has that as his favorite hero is also a sad person.
Yeah. So MVP Phoenix and Newbee are the two eliminated teams right now. They're both 1-12. What was Newbee? Who did Newbee beat?
Tongfu.
Okay. Have they played MVP yet? Let's see. MVP and Newbee. Yeah, MVP beat Newbee. So they have the tiebreaker for the last
10
place.
seconds remaining.
So that is why Newbee is actually dead last right now.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, the Earthshaker, Nature's Prophet for EHOME to accompany
Reserve
Troll
time.
and Vengeful Spirit. This is actually an interesting composition, I have to say. They still need, in all likelihood, another right clicker. Troll, typically used as the side carry / mid roll. Nature's Prophet looks like it's going to be an offlane this game. Could be jungle, I guess. Earthshaker offlane. It's kind of weird, though. But VS Earthshaker, I would assume this is going to be a range hero, and it is. An Emperor Sphere. Well, the Sleight of Fist makes it range. No, the only reason I bring it up, because anytime Earthshaker is in a tri-lane, which let's just assume that's going to be here, I think of like just long range damage, essentially.
Yeah.
Like I remember the old school lanes of like having ES and Windrunner in the same lane with a third, like a Marana or something like that. But they're going to go with the Ember. So I don't know what the hell their lanes are. Is this who's playing off lane? Is it Nature's Prophet now?
Yes, this is probably Ohio's best hero, actually. So, pretty excited to see that at least EHOME, they obviously know there's a lot on the line, and they're going to be picking that up for him. He was very successful with this hero at TI1.
Oh, here we go again.
TI3, rather. Yep, here comes the
Prepare for
console
battle.
command that you
CindereN.
never remember.
No, I remember now.
So we're
I never remember to put it in, though.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So we're going to have a look at EHOME's heroes while you fix that. So moving toward top is going to be Ohio on his trademark Prophet from TI3. DDC will be playing as the Vengeful Spirit. Mushi onto Troll in Flame on the Earthshaker. And finally Yang, the safe lane carry for EHOME onto the Ember.
Okay, we're back on the real camera that doesn't have a lot of gamma issues. What team did you go over?
Newbee.
You went over Newbee. Okay. For EHOME, we have DDC on the Vengeful Spirit.
I went over EHOME.
Okay, we have EHOME in it. God, I hate you. We have Sanshang for Newbee
I went
playing
over
Rubik.
Newbee.
30 seconds to
I'm just going to
battle.
assume you're lying this time. The Banana Peel Enchantress. The Moo Cow Milking Puck. We have, okay, the Rabbit Shoot in the Face, Skin, and Stew playing Slark this time around. And last but not least, How, which I have nothing cool to say, playing Viper.
It's going to be a little bit of a fight for the bottom
The
rune. Rabbit,
battle begins.
one-on-one with Yang. He's going to get Searing Chain, and Yang gets the rune.
Big plays!
Rabbit could, in theory, fight him one-on-one if he skilled Pounce and just forced him to fight him, but we'll let him get away, just eat a Tango and head down toward the bottom rune. Mid lane, Hao is going to let the range creep past in his creep block, and that should end up putting the creep equilibrium onto his cliff after the first wave, as Mushi even gets that one denied. And this mid lane might, yeah, it should be pushing.
So it's going to be a Slark offlane. What do you think about that?
This is very unusual. We've seen it sometimes in the past. I think it's kind of a waste of the hero's potential. He doesn't play very well from behind. And
Especially considering they have a puck that could
yeah.
easily live in this lane. Huh, it's very interesting. Trying new things, thinking outside the box perhaps, or he just wants to really feed, which is always a possibility, I suppose. DDC taking some harassment from that pesky range creep with a 23 piercing damage. Rabbit, just trying to leech as much XP as possible. Has Pounce at the moment. Will grab level 2, and actually goes for Essence Shift. Interesting.
Yeah, that's really surprising, because Dark Pact is, of course, really good against this lane. They have a stun, they have a root. And this point in Essence Shift, sure, if he gets into a fist fight with either the support Venge or the Ember, he can really benefit from the stolen agility, but that's still pretty unlikely, as he's now, for some random reason, running into the jungle. He's leaving the lane with free experience for him.
Oh, he's going to find
Checking around.
DDC. Oh, my goodness! The
No.
pounce.
What's going on?
I wish I could get inside the head of Newbee right now. I want to know.
He kept running back and forth, and now he's going to check the rune, but he went 10 seconds early, at least.
And, well, he's going to get bounty. He's going to be happy about that. 2.5 right now as far as levels are concerned. San Chang taking a lot of damage from Ohio. Moo. Man, they are taking a lot of damage from these creeps in general. Ohio gets telekinesed. Trying to finish off the Rubik.
He's going to kill Moo.
He's going to go for Moo instead. And, well, is it going to be a first blood? Very exciting first blood indeed, syndereN. It's like, I never... it doesn't seem like Newbee's trying. I mean, I can't blame them. Kind of. But, yeah, that was an odd exchange, to say the least. All right, can we make like, predictions on who is more angry than who on Newbee right now?
I think Hao's pretty upset. Just
Hao?
Yeah.
But is that why he's all alone brooding in mid lane?
No, it's just from what I've understood, he has a pretty...
hot temper?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Let's see.
He's a very emotional player, and he cannot be satisfied with what's going on right now. But I mean, first blood like that just seems like Newbee. I don't know. Like, they can't die to a Prophet with those two heroes, and they even have a jungle Enchantress. She's not helping them out, didn't move there. Now she's smoking into the Radiant jungle, takes over a creep, and starts jungling again. We'll see if they can get an aggressive play out of it onto the Venge, who is currently inside a ward. Rabbit is going to eat a tango and let her...
Enchantress is... Flame Guard doing a lot of damage. Rabbit gets his Dark Pact off and then just dies. He does pounce. It connects onto Ember Spirit. Perhaps was trying to pounce... Was he trying to pounce over the cliff? Didn't seem that was the case.
Enchantress wasn't even trying to help him. Like this... So she lets Rabbit get caught. She takes a creep. She keeps farming, and then she kind of runs towards him and stops, and then kind of runs towards him and stops, and then runs into the river.
Have you ever seen a team fall apart like this mentally?
I can't remember. It's like it's almost.
It may have been one of your teams.
Well, what I mean is, it's almost like they're playing against each other.
Right. They're just not happy with each other in general.
Even when my teams have underperformed, and we've had issues and been really dissatisfied with our performance, I don't think we've directly gone into a game, because that's another thing. I don't think we've gone into a game knowing that it was relevant like this. Like, that we were knocked out of the tournament already and we had 2 games we had to play. I can't remember that ever being the case, so... But if you're a broken team and you have to play a game like this, I mean, at the very least, if you're playing the game, you might as well try to do something.
I can think of a situation with one of your... I'm not going to name names here, but with one of your teams that had a similar situation where the only difference was that you actually had something to play for, and it was at the International.
Yeah, it was the final game against Counterlogic Gaming.
Was it against CLG?
We were against CLG and we got knocked out. And I think you're talking about our Venomancer.
Wonder who that was.
Yeah.
Literally not trying at all. Top lane gank onto Ohio. He's going to sprout and get destroyed by the Seder Blast.
There we go.
Excellent gank from Newbee. So Enchantress somehow ends up in the top jungle again. She can't make up her mind at this point. Yang at the bottom lane has phase boots. Hits level 6. Rabbit pounces away. He's going for a 3-1-1, it seems. Right now, 2-1-1. Actually... I've seen a 2-2-1 before as well.
Yeah. I don't like the max of Dark Pact unless you're solo safe. Because you're trading... Whenever you level up Dark Pact, you're taking damage yourself, too. Not whenever you level up, whenever you cast. The higher level it is, the more damage you take. So if you're playing an offlaner where the most important thing is staying alive, it doesn't make much sense to max the skill that kills yourself, instead of maxing pounce. Which, granted...
Oh boy! Mushi gets put on the cliff. He doesn't have a TP. He's just going to cliff jungle. I think that's kind of handy. Can't they do anything about this, though?
If they can stop his TP after, Rubik is in... Looks like Rubik Could be looking for that.
I mean, he has nothing to live for.
There's
this
no
Rubik,
vision.
So
Now they do.
Well.
They have a tornado creep.
Okay. Well,
He's not getting out of here. They could just kill Mushi. He's dead. That is
Poor
kind of
Mushi.
funny.
I mean, that was...
Wow.
I wouldn't say that's the most unpredictable thing ever. He got telekinesed. Rubik took the bounty rune and then put him on the cliff. And
Yang.
Rabbit, bottom lane, doesn't even have his ultimate. Pops.
He
the
could
health
kill
pod.
Yang. Oh, Yang has regen. He's going to run in. Get the mana up.
Oh, but the creep's going to hit him. He's going to get dream coiled, but luckily his ultimate will pretty much ignore that. I believe it's not all 3 Spirit Brothers that can do that, actually. I think Earth Spirit gets stunned through
Yes.
Dream Coil, right?
Yeah.
So he's like the... He's looked down upon in his family, Earth Spirit. He's not in CM. He's considered broken, yet he can't even get through Dream Coil. There's a lot of things wrong with him.
At the same time, though, his escape mechanism is also not an ultimate.
That's true.
Dire's top
That-
tower
yeah,
is
that-
under attack.
Why is that? He's like the...
Dire's
He's so different than his
structures are
brothers.
fortified.
Yeah.
He barely... He's just a rock. He doesn't even look like a spirit.
Spirit of the Earth is literally just a stone.
Yeah.
What if he was a stone instead of like a stone kind of hero? Just a
Like tiny.
like rolling boulder was his default model. If that was what he looked like.
Rolling bolt. Oh, I
Yeah.
see what you're saying. He's just actually a boulder at all
Yeah.
times. So he'd be like Wisp. He wouldn't have a front or a back.
An
essentially.
Earth Wisp, basically. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I'm always up for
Valve
crazy
missed an
stuff.
opportunity there with the hero design. I want to see having a hero who is a ball has value for the game. I think he would be picked more if he looked like a
I
ball.
think everybody appreciates big balls.
Yeah.
Personally. And
Would also make it a little more meta when he kicks his stone. It's basically playing football, but he's the
Radiant's
ball,
top
but he's the
tower
one
is under
kicking
attack.
the stone.
I mean, how would you have an animation for him kicking a stone though? If he's
There's like
already-
a foot coming out of his ball. It's just kicking.
So it's like a person is trapped inside a boulder
Yeah.
with his legs sticking out.
That's even better. That would be amazing. If they made the model like that.
EHOME gets a
Dire's
smoke
middle
up, and
tower
Flame's going to be
is under
scouted out by
attack.
this illusion, and he's going to have to be forced back. But they're going to find how. Not going to be able to get Searing Chains, though. And back they go. TP support is here for Newbee. Mu has Dream Coil yet again. Doubt he wants to go for Mushi on this cliff. In Flame right now, playing the Ward Bitch. Zyori doesn't like when I say Ward Bitch. What do you think?
The reason that word isn't that good is, well, first of all, some people might find it offensive, but I mean,
Well, some people might find my face offensive, too. That's
I know that's also not that good. But okay, so the reason that kind of isn't that good of a term is that it's just a derogatory term that underplays or undervalues what supports actually do in the game because
Okay.
it reduces
What would
them.
you-
It reduces them to something way less than what they
Yeah,
are.
I can. Okay, so what would you call him then?
Supports.
No. Mu?
Well,
No. Like
What?
I'm saying, he's playing the. I wanted to say something about he's buying wards and stuff, but not just saying he's
Position
buying
5.
wards and stuff. I don't like that. We need a term to replace it. I'm fine with replacing it. It's just
he's
we need a new
playing
term.
Vision Giver.
Vision Giver. That sounds too sexual, though.
He's. I don't know. You cut that out of it.
The Giver portion, at least.
Okay. He's playing
The Ward Connoisseur.
Scout.
something like that. The Scout.
That's also not good.
We'll think of something good.
What's in Stratego? What are they
I haven't
called?
played Stratego in a long time.
What are they called in the English version of Stratego? Are they called Scouts? The ones you have 8 of in the front line?
I don't remember any of the unit names in Stratego. I hated that game because I'd get rocked every time.
Because it's a game about strategy and intelligence, and those are 2 of your weak points.
Yes. See, when I agree with you, you come off as a dick.
You're not even gonna argue with it.
You come off as the biggest douche of all time.
You know, you're self-branded as douche, though.
I play a douche on YouTube. I feel like I'm not one in real life, but you'd probably beg to differ. Mushi right now.
We hate
looking
each
at
other.
A 53-6 CS versus the Viper, who's, as far as CS is concerned, doing really well. 70-19.
Yeah, Newbee have both a gold and experience lead in this game so far.
If EHOME lose this game, this is going to be disastrous.
Yeah.
Potentially. It may not matter in the end, but...
So apart from the couple of really weird plays in the start from Newbee, it looks like they're back on track in this game. They've made they've made 2 good kills. They're getting farms. They're counter-warding mid. They've rotated their lanes around, so they're off-laning the puck and safe-laning the Slark. It's like they decided, okay, you know what?
Time to try.
Time to try to win this game. That's what it seemed like.
Well, that's a try item right there. That's called a Hand of Midas.
Hand of Tritus.
190 gold goes the way of him. And 2.5 times the experience. Looks like SUNSfan's going to take a big initiation from EHOME. Gets rocked back into the earth. And Flame wants to say hello to Roshan. Puts a ward down. He's playing the ward connoisseur, the vision giver, the ward lover.
So apparently...
The helpful 5. Yes?
Apparently we cannot be heard in the client, I think.
Test.
There's no...
Oh, yeah, maybe you're right. Let's see. Here, I'll put it on your screen.
Which is a little odd. Okay, I'm going to be looking at my screen. I'm looking
yeah, it's not going off. You're right.
In Flame.
Oh, hold on, I got a new item. Let me see what this is. Oh, okay.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom lane Moo. It's going to get opened on. And he will fall. Almost surviving through the stuns, but as I do follow Earthshaker around for no apparent reason. Do we manage to fix the sound? We did.
Yeah, looks like
excellent.
Can somebody double check for us in game? That's odd. Usually it saves
I don't know why
settings.
that was off.
Yeah.
That's strange.
I'll blame whoever was on this computer before me, aka gods. Because now we're back on the non-gamma free, or that doesn't make sense. The gamma free monitor. So 4-2 advantage for EHOME as puck did go down. Great play calling, syndereN.
Thank you. He did get ganked.
Banana level 7.
Oh,
yeah,
Rabbit.
Company can go for Rabbit. He's about to get blown up. He does fall in the end. 37 seconds on the deck. Fissure is stolen. That's one of the best things you could take as a Rubik because there's no cast animation.
It's so extremely good on Rubik. It has to be one of the absolute best non-ultimates. And even better than many ultimates, too, that you steal. It's just... It's also just how it synergizes with his spells. He can drop a Fissure, and then he can take the target and toss it across the Fissure in any direction he wants. He lines up targets, deals a lot of damage to them, and then he can Fate Bolt them down, so he can clear creep waves, too. It's just all in all a really nice spell to steal for Rubik. I'm gonna smoke.
Okay, somebody in chat just gave us the best name ever for a ward bitch.
What's that?
It will forever be known as the Ward Horse.
Ward Horse. Yeah, I saw that. No, I didn't bring it up. I'm a bad person.
You are. Rabbit. Taking some damage from the Whirling Axe is going to get slowed. Taking some right clicks. He has his ultimate in 4 seconds, so it's TP. It's going to scare Mushi away. In fact, it gets cancelled.
Good fake from Hal. Now they might think they forced the TP from Viper, but then suddenly Viper is on top of Ohio.
Ohio takes a Viper Strike. He's going to sprout himself. Trying to TP out, but there's the Fissure. And away he goes. It is 5-3 now.
And this mid-tier 1 is probably going to fall as Newbee.
Looks to be the case.
I've rallied 4 heroes here. Rubik already porting bottom, setting up for the next fight as Yang is trying to get a trade. Will get fissured in. And kind of doesn't care.
Kind of doesn't care. Top lane, Rab. Oh, okay. He thought TP support would come, but not near enough. Not nearly English.
No.
Bottom lane Yang looking for the rune, but you gotta wait 50 seconds for that big boy. Spirit up the cliff. And a Radiant Courier killed with 1,600 gold on it. What was that? That was the Alacrity and Yasha recipe for Yang. So he's got to wait for that extra little agility boost and movement speed. The top lane, the push continues.
Interesting that he's going Manta, so he can break out of the silence from Puck, but apart from that, he didn't. I would say it's not really needed as such, and this, in my book, could have just been your classic drums into Battle Fury build game, but prioritizing the Manta, a little bit more of a mobility and combat build, whereas Battle Fury great for farming, although the reason that's so nice on Ember is that it's also really good for fighting. With the pure damage on the cleave, together with Sleight of Fist, you get some really good teamfight potential out of it.
We have Battle Trance activated. Mushi doing some damage to the tower. Hal's going to get the Viper Strike. Mushi's trying to TP out. and will do so successfully.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Unfortunately, no Rubik nearby for the telekinesis. Or even, he still has the fissure, actually. It's about to pop, though. Should use it just one more time here, just for fun. Nope.
No.
It's not going to happen. DDC guarding this haste rune for his brother-in-arms, Yang, who's still waiting for that Yasha. Wait, what were we saying about Battlefield? That he's not, the fact that he's not going it right now.
Yeah, so he's going for more mobility with the Manta, or at least the Yasha, which I'm assuming he's going to turn into a Manta that in some games is extremely nice in Ember to break out of silences so you can get out, which is good against Puck, but no one else here. Oh, he can Manta break Viper Strike as well, I guess, so that's kind of nice, but...
You're talking about, like, dodging the projectile.
Yeah.
With that
0.1 second
0.1
vulnerability.
second.
I think Viper Strike is undisjointable. Or is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I can't.
I'm not sure, actually. In Flame, it's going to get his fissure stolen again, drop to the deck. Well, I know
think
that
it is
once it's on you, you can't get rid of it in any way.
Yeah, but if it's mid-air and you blink, I think it misses. So it is disjointable.
Yeah, that's true.
So he can dodge it. Whenever Viper Strike is mid-air, he just clicks Manta.
Yeah.
So doesn't even need the invulnerability period. As take the mid tier 1. Looks like Newbee want to push bottom, but it's taking them quite a while with their composition of heroes.
Oh, yeah,
Rabbit
pops his haste. Chasing after Rabbit, who's already pounced. It's up in another second. He's just going to TP out in the guise of Shadow Dance. Bottom lane TP support. It's in Flame, all by himself. They don't know he's here. They're going to take out the tower uncontested. And in Flame now showing himself. We have initiation, but Nature's Prophet takes the brunt of the damage. And Flame now on the run. He's going to get slow. He's going to get Dream Coiled. He's going to take a Viper Strike. He's going to fall. Trying to get off an Echo Slam or something, but nothing's going to be enough to get a kill here.
Newbee are getting quite a bit here. Game is even.
Going into this game, is there any way EHOME is taking it easy? Like, I can't imagine that's the case, but like, you come in with a different mentality. Okay, we're going against, technically speaking, as far as standings go, the worst team right now. That are all messed up in the head.
Good way of putting
it. Do you let it up? Do you let up a bit
Damage.
mentally? Like, it's more of a subconscious thing. It's not like you're going into it saying, oh, we can take it easy here.
I think you're going into this game thinking, okay, we should win, so we should be owning. And I think because of that, they might get a little bit scared right now. Because this is a game, like you said, that they really cannot afford to lose. And I'm just really surprised if EHOME don't pull themselves together and manage to get ahead in this game again. They have way more to win than Newbee have to lose. Because they actually have something to win. And this early game performance from EHOME just hasn't really been that impressive. They've got a couple of kills, and granted, they have claimed 3 towers to the 2 of Newbee. All in all, there's much to be desired. Also going forward.
Well, DDC's going to get caught up by the fissure from Rubik. Takes some impetus damage. He's going to try to deny himself to the neutrals, but
actually
he will.
Makes it.
Mushi.
And Mushi was trying to solo Roche. You know, what is going
on?
on?
In the Roche pit and drop him like a sack of bricks.
Easy kill.
And EHOME just not playing well right now. Plain and simple. Ohio and Yang going to try to get a trade out of this, but only will get some chip damage onto the tower. Although Rabbit's the only one to defend this tower at the moment. Here comes Rubik with the fissure. Pounce. It's available, but the Ember Spirit gets the hell out of dodge. Level 12 at the moment. Perseverance, Drums, Yasha. They finally picked up off that courier. So Battle Fury is going to be the next choice, as expected. So not finishing the Manta. You know, it could just be an SNY eventually, right? That's the item of the tournament, I feel.
Yeah, I would be shocked if he gets S and Y on.
You say that every time. I would be shocked, and then he picks it up.
No, I don't say that every time.
Almost every time.
No, not at all.
Your disgust for S and Y has no bounds. Rabbit getting caught up by the Searing Chains, has a Shadow Dance. Should be okay. Shadow Blade now on the Nature's Prophet, by the way. Needs to use this Midas to get maximum efficiency. This is unacceptable. There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good Ohio.
This is the old Prophet build. He's probably going to get Orchid after the Shadow Blade and look to find ganks. Very powerful that you can teleport to any point in the map in the fog and then just initiate out of invisibility. Should be very easy to find some ganks, especially together with the lineup he has. Both Venge, Shaker, and Ember make great partners for ganks. I thought he was maybe porting for a kill, but he just ports to farm bottom. Immediately using the Shadow Blade as all of Newbee are missing.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit
This
scary
is what
to
he
be
can
on the
see
map.
right now. AKA nothing. Oh, there's somebody mid. Now he feels a little safer. Top lane. Yang still working on this tier 2 at top. Out taking a lot of damage from Searing Chains. It's going to slow Yang. Fissure goes off. Does Rubik still have that bad boy? No, it ran out yet again. That's the unfortunate thing about having a level 1 spell steal. It doesn't last too long. But it's extremely easy to take Earthshaker's Fissure. Yang's going to get silenced. Did the Dream Coil miss or did he dodge it?
Yeah, Moo cast it while he was in the middle of Sleight of Fist.
Oh, DDC. A melee swap, not going to cut it at this point of the game. It's 6-9 advantage for Newbee. Let's look at some graphs, shall we?
They lost their tower still. It does get denied, but EHOME claiming some more map control is very important to getting back in and taking control of the game. If you start getting superior map control and you're playing with Prophet, it's generally looking good for you in the late game. And the main problem for them, though, is that Newbee are finding pretty good farm. Like, the Slark, who was off lane, has Midas and 2.8k gold. Viper has Axe and 1100, also went Midas. And the Enchantress will be having an Axe within the next 5 to 10 minutes if she wants to farm, together with Urn and Treads. Puck also doing pretty fine. Their farm values are just... I don't want to say they're way better than EHOME's, but they're good enough at this point to maintain a lead, as Slark gets his Shadow Blade as well. Another good way of opening fights for Newbee.
Yep.
They are... You know, the reason I'm being so hesitant is that Newbee are giving me reason to hesitate with how they played super early on in the game, the general standings, and what we've seen from them in the tournament. If they were in a position where this game was important to them, I would say that it was looking really good for them. But it's just... It's hard for us to imagine what's going on.
And getting a nice fissure from the Earthshaker. Looks like he's going to spill to the ground. The level 3 untouchable is pretty dirty. Yeah, you're right. The Earthshaker did fall. So it's a 1-for-1 Rabbit on the run. Puck. Not going to get Searing Chain. He's on the cliff, though. Ember Spirit's going to pursue. And Moo goes to a different cliff this time.
And Ohio's going to pursue.
Yeah, he's not going to find him this time, though.
It's really wasting their time there. Maybe EHOME could have gone for some other kills, but they wanted the puck, and it ends up essentially just being a waste. As Rabbit is now going to go in. Oh, they drop a sentry randomly.
And the swap. He has Dark Pact. He's going to dodge the stuns. And he's good to go. Now, I did say that Newbee was going to win one more game in this tournament. And I thought it was going to be against HGT. That wasn't to be. If they go on to win this, I'm going to be very sad because I didn't actually bet on it, which is pretty typical. But yeah, they have the lead, but you're right.
Oh, well, this one wasn't on the bet downstairs, right? We only bet on the games in the main stream.
No, it was more how many more games would Newbee win in general. Rabbit is going to be found yet again. Gets perma-stunned. They have enough damage to take him out. Indeed, he's down for 60. Ohio now has an ultimate orb, so Sheepstick, perhaps?
Yeah, Sheepstick instead of Orchid, I guess. I think the Orchid would have been just as good for now and would come by faster and give him more damage overall, but he's going to go for the bigger build-up into the Hex. So we do have Spell Steal. He gets Force of Nature. Immediately sending out the Treant. This is kind of annoying for EHOME that these Treants come... Okay, they're going to almost kill them with Wrath, so never mind that. And Newbee are not contesting. They could jaunt in with Moo's Puck, but it won't.
That's not going to happen. So he just goes the way of Troll Warlord. Yang taking a Viper Strike to the face. He's very slow, but with enough backup, nobody will pursue. Inflame, 1,200 gold now. Really needs to get that Blink Dagger. I mean, DDC has the phase boost and the Urn. In all likelihood, we'll be buying most of the support items until Inflame has that coveted Blink Dagger. Moo with an Invis rune down here. Not a sentry in sight, however. He's going to scout out both Inflame and Mushi. Gathering up. This could be a big potential for a Dream Coil. As the bait is set, we have a Blink by Mushi. Picked it up on the Troll Warlord. Moo's Invis is about to run out, though. Does have the Blink for better initiation, of course. Has an ultimate orb as well, so... Might be going Link-ins, but could possibly be He's actually going to be found out by the creeps. That is unfortunate. Not good timing for him. He's going to be forced back completely. Although this is going to be the back of the minds of Newbee. And Rabbit initiating onto Ohio. Doesn't have any vision for Ohio, though. Rabbit takes so much damage from the Slide of Fist. There's the fissure to follow. Mushi with BKB trying to blow up the puck, but he's going to get out for now. Yang. Dreamcoil only connects on DDC. And in the end, no casualties. But I suppose this isn't quite the end because the Tier 2 tower needs to go down for EHOME to be satisfied with this. DDC gets a nice swap on the How. Half HP right off the bat. Mushi doesn't have battle chance, but it's going to be enough to take him out. And down goes the Tier 2. Echo Slam destroys a bunch of creeps and doesn't do that much damage to the heroes themselves. The buyback for Viper is in tow. Inflame taking nice impetus damage. One more will take him out, but they're not going to get in range because of the Searing Chains. The Fissure's going to keep him in place along with the Fade Bolt. And Yang barely gets out with his life. So it ends up being a 2 for... Let's see. 2 for 1 with the buyback on the Viper. And along with the Tier 2 going down as well.
I think that's good enough if you're EHOME because you didn't lose your Aegis on Troll. It could have definitely gone better. Especially the Echo Slam, like you said, hit a lot of creeps, but didn't really catch any heroes with it. And ultimately, they have to back out, but they did get the tower. They're building some sort of a gold lead now. It's still really even. And that's when we start looking at, okay, how is this game going to scale? And for EHOME, they have an Ember and a Troll and a Prophet. All three of them scale very well into the late game. Whereas for Newbee, you have a Slark and a Puck.
He gets milked.
Absolutely.
Hardcore milking action right there. The udders are super sore. That's how hard they were milked. He has sores on his udders. Alright, we have teleportation here from Ohio.
There's the Hex.
Pops the invis, yep. Scythe device is online.
It's gonna run out
He's
after
gonna find
How.
How.
Uh-oh.
Sheep, Sprout, and Mushi just jumps in with him and right-clicks away. Gets Viper struck, though, but the slow is going to be enough from the whirling axes and the range attack. So powerful to be able to do that.
At the same time, Yang. Oh, he messed up the Searing Chain.
I'm surprised that Rubik, of all heroes, has the Blink Dagger right now. Didn't realize he was farming to that extent. Although, I guess everybody's kind of farming decently.
This was 30 minutes in. So. As EHOME are looking for high ground, there's no Viper. Newbee's teamfight potential is also fairly weak. They have the Puck, and depending on what Rubik is stalling, they can do things, but it's not really that scary. Mushi keeps going.
This fight. Tier 3 tower, getting quite low. Another 30 seconds for Viper, and with these Treants soon to come, they're not going to actually get them. Rabbit takes a big initiation. He's going to pop his Shadow Dance. Mushi with the BKB. Are they going to focus the racks? The Dreamcoil doing next to nothing, and they're going to get a free melee. So despite Newbee having the lead, Viper dies and they lose the racks.
That's an important pickoff. And this also gives Shaker his Blink Dagger. Inflame will now be, I don't know how many times scarier than before, but quite many. And there's the Manta Style also for Ember. So it can break out a Puck Silence, can disjoint Viper Strike. Of course, the stats on it are pretty good for Ember too. So it's by no means a bad item choice in general for just any game. But most of the time we see Embers being a little more greedy on their items if they can. And usually the defensive item choice will be a BKB, which I think would have some other sort of merit in this. It would allow him to not get telekinesis, and of course not get coiled, not get silenced in the first place, and ignore impetus. Slark is a lot of magic damage too, and Viper as well. So BKB could have been a nice alternative from a defensive standpoint. And so, here comes the port.
Ohio gets pounced on, but he has backup from Yang. Nice swap from DDC. He's going to keep him in tow. Rabbit, still Shadow Dance. Going to get stunned right off the bat, taking a ton of damage from Yang. Pops his Shadow Blade. Will live for now. Rubik is the casualty at the moment. Inflame not able to get the Enchant Totem in time, but he's showing off the fact that he has a Blink Dagger, although Newbee probably should have been aware of that, considering how long this game has been going and the fact that they just gave up racks. Bottom lane in the meantime, Ohio barely gets out with that Shadow Blade. Rabbit, he's going to take more initiation, gets the Dark Pact off into a pounce up the cliff. He's good to go for now. Moo, Dreamcoil is up, not able to secure the kill with Illusory Orb. Fissure, not in time. He's going to get pursued, however. Gets sheeped, gets destroyed.
Dominating.
This is when Prophet's going to port back with TP scroll and just port back out with teleport.
Yeah.
See if he buys anything. And this could be a second lane of Rax. Oh, Mu has buyback. So EHOME probably don't make it.
Maybe he doesn't tell his team that he has buyback and just lets it be.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I know that sounds ridiculous. I doubt they're even talking to each other. By the sounds of it. Impetus is so good against that flame guard. Goes right through it as if it's not even there. And here comes Nature's Prophet. The Treant's up. Sprout to give a little bit of vision. Just to make sure nobody's too close. Inflame still with the Blink Echo Slam available. Level 11 at the moment. And Puck with 15 seconds left on buyback. Should have time to wait it out. Although they do not have a fortification. Viper Strike applied to Yang. Inflame, look how deep he's going. A nice swap onto Banana, who's just going to get bursted down with the Sleight of Fist, among other things. Rabbit at half HP at the moment. Did we have an Echo Slam? Not yet. He's still holding on to that bad boy. BKB popped by Mushi. Rabbit pounces out. There's the Echo Slam on 2. Rabbit is able to get out, but Enchantress not so lucky. Viper is dead. That's 2 for nothing. And the aggression continues. Mu gets caught in the Searing Shades and the pop his phase shift. Yang will fall. So 3 dead for EHOME, but they get a full set of racks at the bottom lane. And Rabbit secures a double kill. Ohio just wants to finish off Sang Shang. And will TP out to safety. No basher for Slark.
I think he could have actually killed Slark. He had Hex.
That's true.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not
Playing it safe, though.
Anything.
Rubik immediately buys back for no apparent reason.
Well, his Fade Bolt is quite good against these super creeps, as they are called. The reason I have to say that is because I got made fun of once for calling them super creeps when they're actually called super creeps. Like, seriously? Although I will admit, and we've talked about this before, going from super creeps to mega creeps just is, it seems like a lateral move. It does not sound like an upgrade at all.
They need to be called
ungodly creeps.
Sick creeps.
No, because some people don't understand that sick also, I mean, it's a double meaning, really. Maybe if you have them all, like, infested with something. Like they're all, like they're mutant creeps.
So when you destroy the enemy barracks, your own creeps just mutate.
Yeah, they mutate into stronger
nice.
beings, like little X-Men.
Or definitely when custom games start becoming a thing, there's going to be some zombie survival games, I'm sure. Will fit in nicely with that.
I kind of like the over-exaggerated names. Like Hyper Glory Team is like a ridiculously hilarious name. So like Super Duper Monkey Creeps, something ridiculous like that would be nice. Yang pushing the top lane. Of course, with mid and bottom pushing, this is just EHOME playing it safe with the Roche now.
Yeah, they should be able to claim this no problem. All of Newbee are, as a matter of fact, kind of just running around circles inside their own base. Can't really get out. There's good aggressive warding from EHOME as well, who will be claiming the Aegis, giving it to Mushi. That was the second Roche, I believe. No cheese. But they also shouldn't need it. So now what EHOME should just do is send Mushi at in the front lines, start hitting the tower. If there's a Viper Strike mid-air, he can blink that. Else, if he takes some damage and takes a Viper Strike, so be it. They always have the defensive swap. They keep hitting the tower. The moment a fight breaks out, they can follow through with Shaker and Prophet Ultimate. They have a Hex. Or they can initiate the fight themselves with Venge if they want to. Newbee's lineup really not looking that scary when it comes to a 5-on-5 engagement against their own. And we've seen it a couple of times already during the siege that Newbee just struggled to defend. And as a result, they're just going to try to smoke around instead.
Rabbit's going to find Mushi, who still has the Aegis. That was just picked up, so why would the Echo Slam is used directly on Rabbit, who's almost dead. Pops his BKB along with the Shadow Dance. They're going to find Rubik, but it's a 1-for-1 trade for the Echo Slamming Earthshaker. Impetus. Was that a Mask of Madness? I don't know how the hell he was attacking so fast. Did Rubik steal? He must have stolen.
Might have stolen the Battle Trance, yeah.
And with that, good games come out. 1-13 for Newbee.
And 5-8.
5-8
for EHOME. That looked pretty good for Newbee at one point in that game as Inflame's going to pause for no reason. But, I don't know. I just feel like this game just showed how you could just tell that Newbee had nothing to win in it. Like, if they had something to win, they try harder in that one. Similar to the Cloud9 game of last night, where Newbee actually got ahead and had a shot at it. That just seemed like they were actually trying a lot a lot more than they were in this game. And, well, at this point, you could just say, well, does it really matter for them? At the very least, it's not an absolutely pathetic showing where they just run around feeding or something like that.
I feel like this is the longest game we've cast of them since the one win they've had. I mean, everything's felt like 20-minute stomps, so... It is definitely an improvement, but not much.
I think that's a fair way of putting it.
Let's see. Let's refresh these standings. So it looks like Secret won.
Yeah, Secret are doing a... We might end up seeing Secret with a reverse Newbee.
If they lose the next game.
If they lose the
Vici.
next game to Vici Gaming, they're going to be 14-1.
I mean, in this...
And now Secret have nothing to play for.
Yeah, they have
That's
nothing
what we
to
need
play
to
for.
remember.
So do they even bring out their real stretch? Do they bring out the techies again, maybe, against Vici Gaming?
They... The game against EG was important for securing first place because else they could have tied at 13-2, as we fixed the camera shot a little bit. That's great. But, yeah. At this point, Secret just totally dominating the tournament so far. Going into, no matter what happens now, easily going to go in as the favorites into the main event. But of course, that's a different kind of story. That's not a round robin. It's best of threes. Nice belly, bro. It's going to be best of threes at the main event, and of course, it's a double elimination
Dumbledore?
bracket. A double elimination bracket we're looking forward to.
Dumbledore initiation. That's what I'm waiting for.
So what have we got up next?
All right,
on
next
this stream?
On this stream is going to be... What?
You just repeated exactly
so
what I
I'm
said.
just repeating exactly what you say, but next on this stream is going to be Rave versus HR. I will be casting with Winter for the first time ever, actually. On the main stream is Navi versus Tong Fu with Zyori and Blitz. And Coddle Guy will be casting Vici versus Big God. That should be a good one as well.
That's a really good game. I think Ray versus HR could be interesting too. There's a lot on the line for both teams. HR can secure top 8 pretty much with a win, whereas Rave have a chance at making top 8 with a win. And if they win, they at least secure their... They stay alive. Right now they're 5-8. Could technically end in the bottom 4 still, I do believe. With if both... Now that EHOME is 5-8, they're actually tied. So the 13th and 14th teams have 5 and 4 wins respectively. So Rave are kind of on the border, and one win would do them a lot of good right now.
Yeah, for sure. If you guys are interested in following what games we're going to be casting, like I said, I'm next with Winter on this channel, Rave versus HR. Then syndereN will be with Blitz.
That's
LGD.
the first time ever as well.
Yeah, that's
together.
LGD versus HGT.
Or just the two of us.
And then before, if there are no tiebreakers, then the last game is going to be IG versus HGT with me and Blitz, which will also be the first time. And syndereN will be on the mainstream one time at 2 o'clock PST, 2 a.m. EG versus Cloud9 with Gods.
Yeah.
So, got some good games. Some of them are honestly going to be irrelevant, though.
That usually happens in round-robin formats with so many teams.
Newbee, in case you guys are fans and want to see if they're going to go the dream. I guess it's not the dream since they won one game, but looks like MVP Phoenix lost again as well, so they're 1-13 as well. Newbee will be playing C-Deck later on this stream. And what about MVP Phoenix? They will be playing EHOME. I think it's not next, the game after next. Man, EHOME. They get a very favorable schedule on the last day, so that's good for them. All right, we're going to wrap this up. We'll be back soon, friends.
Horse.
Colin Horse Colin.